At Calgary Wild FC, we honor and acknowledge that this land belongs to the Treaty 7 territory. With years of football experience comes responsibility. Join me in conversation with Meggie, Jorian, Steph, and Danny as we dive into what it truly means to play professional football, the opportunities, the challenges, the purpose, and the fulfillment that comes with it. The official podcast of Calgary Wild FC. I'm your host, Farkhunda Muhtaj, midfielder and proud community ambassador for the Wild. This podcast is all about building a deeper connection between our club and you, giving our incredible fans a front row seat, uncovering stories of passion and purpose beyond the pitch. Today, I'm joined by two incredible players at the Wild. Starting off, we have Meggie Dougherty Howard. Meggie is a center midfielder and the captain for Calgary Wild FC, bringing extensive NWSL experience across 4 U.S. teams and most recently at the Angel City FC. She graduated with a degree in business management from the University of Florida, where she won numerous academic and athletic accolades. Next, we have Jorian Baucom. She's a forward for Calgary Wild FC, bringing experience from top leagues in the U.S. and abroad. A former standout at LSU and Colorado, she graduated with a degree in strategic communication. She launched her professional career with the Houston Dash. Jorian made history as a first player signing and first goal scorer for DC Power FC in the USL Super League. Thanks for joining me today, both of you.
Happy to be here.
Yep. Okay, Meggie, I'm going to start off with you. You both are originally from the U.S., so I'm really interested to know how you were raised and in what environments that led you to where you are today. But specifically you, Meggie, you were only a week old before you moved to Florida. What was growing up in Florida like? How did that experience take you from Florida State, doing really well academically, athletically, and then pursuing football as a career?
Yeah, I think having grown up in Florida, I'm just used to being outside all the time. And I think because of that, I had a really active childhood. My parents got me and my siblings involved in sports from a very young age. So whether that was soccer, baseball, swimming, diving, we were just always doing something active, a lot of time at the beach. Right from the get-go, my mom was putting me in the ocean with her when I was like 1 year old just to get used to the water. And I think a lot of the way she raised me and my siblings with my dad was just, sports was a huge part of that. I think, as a female, when she was growing up, there weren't as many opportunities. So I think for her, it was really important to get me and my sister specifically involved in sports at a young age. I won't ever forget. She had us doing pull-ups on the monkey bars when we were like 4 years old, because she's like, I was never able to do a pull-up, but I want you guys to be able to be strong girls and be able to do pull-ups. So I always credit my ability to still be able to do pull-ups to her.
Pull-ups are hard.
Yeah, no, I know. When I was young, I could bust out so many. I would be up there just so easy. I mean, I did weigh like 40 pounds, but no, it's still.
How are you doing with pull-ups now? Still able?
No, yeah, I can still knock them out.
Yeah. I mean, it explains why you have a beautiful tan year round. I mean, the tan didn't even fade during the Calgary winter.
It did, though. I've never been more pale in my life. When I saw my family, like they came to visit, and I was just like, tell me, how pale am I? And they're like, we have never seen you this white before. And I'm like, I know.
Came right back though through the Calgary summer, glowing.
Maybe I know. No, it's scary. Yeah, I look back on pictures from earlier in the season. I'm like, I'm a ghost.
Oh my gosh, yeah. My parents will be like, I can't even pick you out on the field. I said, relax.
That's so funny.
Don't insult me like that.
Wow, but I mean, Calgary summers are nothing compared to Florida. Obviously, the heat is nowhere close, but you'll get the tan soon enough, hopefully by the end of the summer. Jorian, how about yourself? You grew up playing numerous sports, ended up going pro as well. What was it about soccer that stuck with you from a young age?
So I actually am an only child, so sports is also a big part of the fam, and started early as well, trying every sport possible: basketball, volleyball, track, soccer. And I think it was just the most enjoyable and probably the one sport as a kid that I was actually like fully engaged in. 'Cause, you know, when you're young, you're just out there to be out there and kind of just run around, whatever. And soccer, I'm like, oh, like I can hit people and score. Like, this is kind of fun. And yeah, and my mom, she ran track and played volleyball as well. My dad played football. So again, big sports fam, and just important to interact. And, you know, being an only child, we kind of get a little rep, but I would like to say that I interact well with people, I would say.
Oh, you definitely do. I would have never guessed you're an only.
No, I didn't know that either.
Thanks. Yeah. And I like take that to heart because it's just, you know, the stubborn to yourself, selfish kind of person. And sports really helped with that and just kind of drove my competitive mindset from a young age up until now. Like, I hate losing.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope you would hate losing as a pro athlete. But yeah, I can see why you loved football. Being able to give a little nudge and score some goals at the same time doesn't hurt. What was it like growing up as an only child? Because obviously you had sport around you. I would imagine you built a lot of friendships through the game rather than with family members close by.
I love being an only child. And I guess maybe because I never had the thought or the want to have siblings. So maybe that is the selfish side kicking in. My parents are my best friends. So growing up, I did everything with them. And I have a lot of childhood friends as well in like the neighborhood, and growing up before the iPhone and iPad days. So we were always outside being reckless on bikes and like just going on the trails and stuff, you know, that you weren't supposed to go on. Sorry, mom and dad. I don't even know if I've ever admitted that. But you know, the place where they're like, don't go. And as a kid, you're like, ooh, I'm going to go anyway and just be dangerous. And did the monkey bars. I'm not too good at pull-ups, but we had like a park in our neighborhood at the time that we would always go to. So I was a really active kid, always wanting to play outside, had to be home by the time the street lights came on. Yeah. And yeah, I love it. And I think I also just enjoy the fact that I'm able to do things alone as well. Like, you can catch me at the movies or dinner by myself, and I have like no issue with it.
I love that.
Low-key introverted.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Yeah. Extrovert when I can and want to be.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's so different growing up back then compared to the kids growing up now. I just compare my upbringing to my youngest sister or my niece and nephews. And I never thought of the same things they thought they needed at this time, or they think they need at this time. Meggie, you had a very active childhood as well, did really well at the university collegiate level, but your transition to pro was very different from the typical Canadian. When you graduated, you had the NWSL in the States, and that was a professional league that you could have played in, and you did immediately, which is quite impressive. You got drafted right away. What was that experience like? How does someone get drafted into the NWSL, and what was your experience in pro during those initial years?
Yeah, so I was really fortunate to kind of have a glimpse at the professional life before I actually graduated college. So the 2 summers before I finished school, I went up to DC and I was playing with the Washington Spirit reserve team. Nice. So I played, it was like this summer league. I think it was called the WSL. I might be wrong on that. But it was just a summer league for college players where you would play in games. Mm-hmm. But in addition to that, I trained with the pros every day. So there was just a handful of us who had the opportunity to do that. So yeah, every day I was in and with the team doing basically what, you know, the whole professional team did themselves. So training, going into meetings, just being around that environment right from the get-go, opened my eyes to really wanting to do that post playing, and then also made the transition a lot smoother because I did end up being drafted by the Spirit. So nice. I ended up playing with so many of the players that I had been training with previously, and they had the same coach from the year before. So I had a lot of familiarity making that transition, which I was very fortunate to have. And yeah, I think just helped make the transition a lot smoother. Already knowing what the level looked like, I think really helped me prepare myself. I think by the time I was a senior in college, I was really hungry for more and for the next level. And just knowing that it was going to be a big step up. So continuing to push myself beyond the games of the college game, whether that was extra work on the side by myself or whatever it was, just knowing what the level was going to be like when I got out of college.
That's awesome. And you played at 4 top teams in the NWSL. Which one was your favorite experience and why?
Yeah, whenever anyone asks me this question, I feel like I can't give one team because I love each of my experiences for different reasons. Mm-hmm. Washington Spirit was a great time. And obviously, I was very fortunate and grateful to be drafted there. I got a lot of experience from my rookie season right away, which is rare and I was really fortunate for. So having game minutes under my belt as a rookie and just being able to grow in my confidence and develop as a player, being put in this higher level was really awesome for my development. Then I went to Orlando, and I'm also really fortunate that every time I moved clubs, it was by choice. It was what I wanted, which unfortunately wasn't the case for many, many players during that time. The NWSL now has a clause where you can't get traded without player consent, which is amazing and something that the CBA fought for in the Players Association. But I fortunately wanted to change. So I ended up at Orlando, and that was great because I was close to home and my parents got to come to basically every single home game, which I loved. And it was a great environment playing with some of the best players in the world, Marta, Alex Morgan, Ali Krieger, Sid LaRue. And it was just a very, very high level. And then I became a free agent and decided to see what else was out there and ended up in San Diego playing for Casey Stoney. And that was also another exciting chapter of my career. We won the NWSL Shield that year. Nice. So that was just really exciting to be part of a successful team who's winning championship, and just the intensity that group brought every day was really special. And then last year I ended up at LA, and I wanted that change because it was more of a style that suited me as a player than San Diego. And I really enjoyed my time in LA. I reconnected with some former teammates that I was close with, Ali Riley, Sid LaRue. So players that I had played with in Orlando that were some of my closest friends. Being able to reconnect with them off the field was super fun, but I also enjoyed the way we played. LA is such a big franchise, so being able to be a part of that organization and kind of seeing the vision that they had for the club was unique and really awesome to be a part of too.
Yeah, celebrity-led franchise. Yeah. I remember when I met Abby Wambach, she shared so much about the project, and I watched the documentary as well. Impressive to know how much goes behind the scenes when you're building a club. Jorian, you also played in the NWSL, but you've played abroad quite a bit. What was your experience? How would you compare the NWSL versus international experiences in Europe and the Wild as well?
Yeah, so the NWSL, I mean, it's known as one of the top leagues in the world, and just being able to be a part of that for a few seasons in different teams was always a learning experience. And I love playing abroad, and I think it was kind of a little bit of everything: player development, a new challenge, plus you get to travel. Like, I think that's one of the more fun sides about football and playing abroad is you get to see so many unreal countries, visit all these cities that you never thought you would ever even step foot in. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I played in Germany in the Bundesliga. So much fun, but each league brings its own type of style. Yeah. And so Germany, I really loved. It was the perfect mix of physicality, the technical abilities. I played in Portugal, which was more so the technical side. So it was literally just adding little details to my game with each country that I went to and played and was a part of. And just recently, I was in the UK playing in Scotland. I just need to do a quick shout out to my Highby girls. They just won the league this past season.
Oh, congrats.
And I think that was one of my most successful professional seasons that I've had. Mm-hmm. And again, just being able to be a part of all these different cultures was something so special, and being able to create lifelong friends and teammates that I still talk to from all the teams that I've been a part of has been really special as well, and really cool to experience. And again, the NWSL, you're playing against some of the most incredible players in the world. So sometimes you step on and you're like, wow, I'm about to go 1v1 against Ali Krieger. And even how she was explaining about Angel City, I was on the Courage at the time, and we had our game against y'all in the home opener, and the things that they did behind that club is unreal. We were almost like starstruck because I'm like, I'm about to go warm up. Is that Natalie Portman just chilling and like smiling and waving to us? And again, just to see the women's game grow to the extent it is right now, and it's only going to get better, and we're a part of that. And just being able to be almost a trailblazer in a sense, and continuing that for future generations, that women's soccer is like a career now. You can make something out of it.
Right. And did you intentionally transition from a European calendar to a North American one? Was that your goal, that your next club would be back in North America? Because those two calendars, as we know, don't align the way we would hope.
Completely different. Yeah. I decided to come back to the States more so just for reasons outside of football, and not necessarily homesick, because again, I think that's the independent side of me. I just loved traveling and being on my own, so I didn't mind that. And also my parents, how I was explaining, they're like my best friends. So every country I've been to, I think they've came to at least 1 or 2 games, which was just, love them. But yeah, I just decided to come to the States because it was another new challenge, a new league as well, the USL Super League, and being able to be a part of history for that with DC, ownership, organization, love every single person that's a part of that. And yeah, I'm just always wanting to try something new and challenging. And I call myself old, but it's like we're always looking to still push ourselves and challenge ourselves. And it was just something I was like, why not? Go for it.
Exactly. I mean, definitely a very different experience going from Europe and then back to North America. For you, you came from a very similar schedule or season-like schedule. The NWSL is very similar to the NSL. Meggie, what brought you to the NSL? Because you're part of the NWSL, very successful, playing for these top clubs, established yourself there, I'd like to say, and then you come over to a brand new league. What was the thought process behind it, and why Calgary Wild FC?
Yeah, so similar to Jorian, I have always wanted to try another league. I had been in the NWSL for 8 years and had toyed with the idea of maybe going to Europe. But it is hard because our calendars don't align. Mm-hmm. I think people don't realize how difficult it can be, especially for internationals, getting over to Europe in the off season or in the middle of our season, their season, which is our season for off season. I said that terribly.
How crazy this is.
Yeah, exactly. And then my agent let me know about Calgary's interest in this league. And, it definitely made me pause and think about what it could look like potentially coming here. And, I think one of the things that was the most exciting to me from the beginning was just being a part of a brand new league, a brand new club, and the opportunities that it provides to make an impact. Mm-hmm. I think with where I'm at in my career now as a veteran, there's a lot of fulfillment I get in knowing that I'm hopefully leaving places better than I found them, and being able to be a positive impact and take all the experiences that I've had from my career and help a new organization. Me and Jorian both have some not so great stories from the NWSL too. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of that has shaped my career and shaped the way I go about my day to day in a professional environment in women's sports. Yeah. And I think that was a really big part of my decision to come here. And Calgary specifically, I think the way that the club wants to go about doing things, the intentions behind leadership here, they're all really positive. And I think if I can help kind of guide those ideas into, what that actually looks like for the player experience and day-to-day operations, that then will hopefully translate to, good performances on the pitch. It's something that I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, and you're doing phenomenally well at it, of course. We're very lucky to have you. And you just extended to 2028, which is very impressive and encouraging for the league, the club, and all the teammates of ours as well. Now, like you mentioned, the NWSL is an established league, but it doesn't come without its criticism and challenges. And I mean, you're more aware of them than I would be, but just some of the discrimination, the sexual abuse allegations, and so on, the list goes on. What are some learnings that you bring from some of the challenges you've experienced or witnessed in the NWSL to your position here with the Wild?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was a part of 2 organizations that ended up having coaches who were banned from the league for behavior while I was on the team. And that was really, really challenging for myself. Some of the hardest times I've ever had to go through. But from that, I think I've learned the importance of sticking by your teammates and sticking up for what's right. It may not always be easy, and it will be really hard. But knowing what's right and sticking to that and speaking up when it is hard, and the power of the collective voice. And that's something that I think has really bonded me with some of my teammates. You know, we went through some traumatic times.
Trauma bonding
exactly
is real.
Yeah, but they're some of my closest friends now. And I think beyond that, though, to me, I think there is the importance of it's a fine balance, because we are in such a unique workplace where we are so close and we spend so much time together. But I think it's really important to me to have the balance of, like, it is still a professional workplace, and making sure that there are those boundaries in place where people feel safe and have protections where, you know, we are close, but like there still need to be boundaries. So that's something that's really important to me to have within a club and an organization. And just player care is really important as well. So making sure that players have what they need to be successful on and off the field, and also healthy and safe. And whether that's, you know, things to deal with injury, whether it's mental health, whether it's feeling supported, all those things go into, you know, what actually makes a team successful. And it's maybe the things that you don't see from the outside, but that are some of the most critical.
Exactly. And I think NSL has really set the standard right from the beginning with regards to that. And you see the culture of the team at the Wild is very positive as well, because like you mentioned, we're just building a safe space for everyone. And I genuinely feel that every individual has put in 110% to make sure that they can be that teammate that you can lean on. Now, I want to transition to some aspects of your life off the pitch. Jorian, I know you do a lot of volunteer work, and you volunteer at food banks to support Kids for Hope. Why is giving back to the community so important to you?
Just, again, being selfless and being a part of the community. I don't think people realize how big of an impact that can have, and being a part of a professional organization, environment. You know, the spotlight is on you, and people think it's always just, how they're performing on the field, but the stuff off the field is just as important. And I think giving back to the community and showing that not only do they support us, but we support the community as well. And again, coming here, the fan support and community is unreal. Like, I'm not even a month in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it here. The fans, the community, everything is something I want to, you know, dive into more and see what I can help and do here in the community. And like you said, food banks, giving back. Back home, I'm from Arizona, so my mom and I, during the Christmas time, we would always, you know, give back to those in need, whether it's food, clothes, wrapping presents, sending them to troops as well. I've done that. Different NWSL teams that I've been on, community service has also been really important in that league as well. And it's just, I don't even know how to describe the feeling. You genuinely, your heart is just so overwhelmed when you see the genuine reactions from people when you give back. And yeah, I just don't know how to explain it other than I just love it so much. And I appreciate doing that type of work. And I think also for younger generations, like sports camps, showing people that you can aspire to do this job as well. I'm just big on community, and it really does translate into organizations. And like you said here, everything is so professional and organized and established. For being a first-year league is pretty incredible as well.
Exactly. And I remember your first home game, actually. A young girl that looked similar to you wanted to take a photo, and that's quite inspiring. And now you're her role model, which means so much. What does that mean to you, knowing that you're directly impacting the community you're part of now?
Representation is everything, and that's also something so important to me and a few other clubs as well. I mean, Black women playing in soccer is growing now, but that's not something you were used to seeing when I was growing up. And you have trailblazers as well, like Bree Scurry, and I know she was one of the main athletes that I'm like, wow, she's a baller. Not that I want to be a keeper, but definitely think I could do this soccer thing if I put my mind to it. And like you said, it's just having little girls come up to you and seeing you as a role model. You also have to remind yourself that eyes are on you, and it's super important to continue to be such a strong role model, and specifically like a strong Black woman in sport, and just continuing to do that and show girls that it's possible. But that interaction, oh my gosh, I'm like, okay, I definitely need to keep the blonde braids in now. I feel like that's becoming the staple here.
Just counting on you. That was amazing. I saw the lovely photos.
So sweet.
Now, Meggie, what gives you purpose beyond the pitch? I know you have a ton of hobbies, but beyond the hobbies of sewing and connecting with the outdoors, what keeps you grounded? What keeps you almost trusting the process and having faith in what's ahead?
Yeah, I'd say a few things. I mean, faith, you just said. My faith is really important to me. And I think it just helps me see the bigger picture and, just know that soccer is a tool to the greater good and just making a positive impact, like Jorian spoke to, whatever that may be, whether it's just interactions with fans after the game, interactions at appearances or events, just using my abilities that I've been given in a positive way, is really important to me. I think secondly would be my family. I'm just a really big family person. I'm really close to everyone in my family. I speak to my siblings probably every day, my mom and dad all the time as well. So, just knowing as I've gotten older, this is my journey, but in a sense, it's equally their journey because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them and everything that they have sacrificed to get me to this point. I grew up playing with my brother and sister and training, and I would force them to go out in the backyard and, spend a couple hours with me doing extra training. And they pushed me and helped me get to this point from like a skills level. And then my parents sacrificed so much to drive me to trainings, just individual sessions. And then even some of my extended family helping in on those things too. So I think it's really cool that throughout my career, I've been able to go to all these different cool cities and places and live and have experiences there. And they've also been able to be a part of that too, coming to visit me and getting to experience things that they probably wouldn't have been able to experience otherwise.
Right, exactly. And I know how much your family means to you. They've visited quite a few times as well. And you're a very close-knit family, which is very impressive. What's one thing about you that most people don't know about you off the pitch that you wish they did understand?
Yeah, that's deep.
That is a deep question. I think maybe from watching me on the field and like the way I maybe operate in like the professional environment is like pretty serious because I do take this very seriously. I care a lot and I'm very competitive, but I think off the field, like I'm pretty easygoing for the most part. And I like to just have fun. I don't take things too seriously. I don't take myself too seriously. So I don't know if people would see that necessarily from the outside.
Yeah.
So that's a little insight, I think.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point actually, because I think a lot of people will see the footballer side of an individual and feel like that's them off the pitch, which to an extent it can be, but not necessarily. I'm going to wrap up with some fun personality. It's going to be a rapid fire. So I'll ask you questions, go back and forth. I'll start off with you, Jorian, and then come to you, Meggie. It's going to be different questions. What PS5 game are you hooked on? Because I know you're a big gamer.
Oh man, Marvel Rivals. It's a brand new game for the most part, but it's like hot and upcoming and more people are playing it now. It's a 6v6 team strategic, like not necessarily shooter game because each Marvel character has their own skill set. Mm-hmm. And I kid you not, Like, I was a Call of Duty girl before that. I still do play that, but on PS5, you can see, like, hours played. In Call of Duty, oh my gosh, it's embarrassing. I'm probably, like, in the 1,000+ hours played for that, and Marvel's, like, not too far behind it, and this game just came out, and I'm like, okay, I need to relax. Like, go out and do something, but I'm, like, so not an outdoor girly, so, like, you will catch me anytime, like, that we have off or it could be an hour, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have time to, like, get 3 comp games in, like,
So
I need to rank up.
That's so funny.
oh my goodness, I'm so bad at games, so I can't relate. What is your hidden talent, Meggie? I know you have quite a few.
Ooh.
Hidden talent. I don't think this is so much hidden anymore. So I don't know if this counts, but I do sew.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like out there now. I made my friend Allie Riley's wedding dress last year. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Um,
Super nice.
So yeah, I'd say that's like my off-field talent.
Okay, so beyond football, if you were to transition onto another career, would you consider fashion?
Yeah, I think I do love fashion. I've always loved like just clothes. Project Runway has been my favorite show since I was little. Like, yeah, just the best. I actually went to Mood Fabric in New York a couple of years ago, and then I went again last year. My sister and brother live in New York, so
I saw Tim Gunn. I would
I know
cry. Actual
he's
tears.
the man. But I do love fashion. I also just love sports, and yeah, I could like see myself doing something maybe in the broadcast world or something like that.
That's amazing. Yeah, when I saw that dress,
I'm still stuck on this dress.
It's beautiful.
We need to
Like when
find
she was
a
like,
pic.
I sew, I was like, okay, like she's probably doing alterations, cutting the bottom of her pants, and then she pulled out photos of the wedding dress. It's like
that is a
impressive.
big flex. You said that way too cash.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, it was a year project last year, but we both lived at the same apartment, so it worked out. She would just come down for fittings, and yeah, it was fun.
What is your favorite pair of boots, Jorian? I'm talking about football boots, of course.
Correct. I don't know why, as a striker, we get so much hate, but like, I'm a Tiempo girl. Like,
Okay.
ride or die, my Tiempos. I tried Phantoms, and I'm like, they look cool, but no, like Tiempos go to, and that's like a center back boot.
Yeah. Very classic Nike boot, for sure. What's one song that's on repeat before a game, Meggie?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's hard.
I feel like I try to change it up.
On repeat.
What have we been playing lately?
Is it your playlist that plays?
It's like there's a few of us who rotate, but
she's good on the
yeah. I'm trying to think. Gosh, I like need my phone. What have we been playing lately? You know, when you try to think about something and you think about it too hard, just like now I can't think of a single song.
I don't even know if like WAP Cardi B. That's the most recent that we all just got turned.
We did. You know, we did play this hotel room service Pitbull. It was a major throwback, but that's not what's on repeat all the time. But that was the most recent that really got everyone going this weekend. Yeah.
Okay, Pitbull it is. Yeah. What career are you most likely to transition into post-football?
Kind of on the same track as Meggie, actually. I'm really big into like the game day fits and fashion. So I think whether that's designing or helping with fits for other professional athletes or sports broadcasting as well. I started off with that at LSU, and still being able to be a part of the sports world, I would say one of those two.
Okay. Maybe you guys can join forces.
I know, or once I get married, if, like, coming to you.
Yeah.
Give you another year project.
And what's your dream travel destination, Meggie?
Ooh, good question. I feel like there's so many places I want to go, but I think Spain. I'd like to get to Spain.
Yeah. Spain's
Never
nice.
been
Whereabouts?
before.
Yeah, true.
Barca.
I know. I feel like that's the generic answer, but yeah.
Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid,
Just-
Barca,
yeah.
Sevilla.
I think once I got to Spain, there would be multiple stops.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Do a little tour.
Exactly.
I mean, Europe's small.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's
Us
so
North Americans, it's so different.
Very.
When I was playing in Europe, like you just drive to different countries, and that's the distance equivalent is shorter than us getting out of province, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, explore while you can.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up with the last question for both of you. I'll start off with you, Meggie, first, and then wrap up with you, Jorian. It's more of a call to action for some of our fans and supporters, but also young ladies that aspire to be a footballer or just achieve their dreams one day, but don't have that inner confidence within them. What's the message that you would give to them?
That's a good question. I think there's so much that goes into having confidence. And I think if you're working at a sport or something that's a skill, like doing the repetition and putting the time in, that helps you get that confidence. I know for me, like it's always been a big thing. If I need to just do extra reps, even if it's like simple things, just having the confidence that like I'm doing something and I'm doing it well will then translate to doing the harder things. Yeah. And I think also my second piece of that would be no one's as confident like as they appear to be. Like everyone has self-doubt and everyone has, you know, things that go through their mind. So I think it's really easy to look at someone and be like, they've got it all figured out and they just are so confident. But a lot of it is like faking it and just telling yourself like you're confident, and then you start to believe it, and just then you can carry yourself with that confidence.
I love that. Repetitions for sure is what's going to set you up for success. Jorian, how about yourself? How can young girls believe in themselves?
I think a big thing, even for me personally, was never compare yourself, never compare your journey. I think everyone's journey and experiences are unique, and that's what helps you develop as a player. And I think it's, you know, when you're a young girl, it's like, I want to be pro, I want to get drafted, which is incredible. And, you know, I wasn't drafted. My route was unconventional and went through a lot of obstacles as well. And I found myself always comparing myself like, why aren't I there yet? Can I even get there yet? And once you kind of dismiss that and just solely focus on yourself and what makes you happy, what can you do to push yourself and be better? I think that's really important. And again, mine's more so on the mental side. And at the end of the day, yes, we're athletes, but we're also humans as well. And I think that's a big piece that people forget. So for young girls, it's do what makes you happy, but also as cliche as it does sound, like do not give up. Like there are so many avenues and routes to become a professional women's soccer player. And I think as long as that's almost like something that you keep in the back of your mind to help push and strive toward that goal, it's so attainable. And yeah, it's trust the process and don't give up. It's really so cliche, but so important. There are so many self-doubting times that I've had, and something's just like, you know what? You need to find the environment that fits you best. Like, don't care what other people think about your journey, what you're doing. Just lock in, do you. And at the end of the day, as long as you're happy, that should be the most important wherever you're playing.
Exactly. Comparison is the thief of joy, and the best project is a personal project. Thank you so much. That was two wonderful pieces of advice. Thanks for joining me on the show today, and wishing you all the best this season and beyond. Hey, Wild fans, enjoying the episode so far? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content like this. Let's get back into the episode. Today I'm joined by two incredible teammates that play on the opposite ends of the pitch. We have Danielle Steer and Stephanie Bukovec. Danielle Steer is a forward from BC and one of Canada West's all-time greats. During her 5 seasons at the University of British Columbia, she graduated with a degree in environment and sustainability, set conference records for single-season goals and career points, while earning multiple All-Star and All-Canadian honors. After UBC, Dani launched her professional career abroad. Joining her is Stephanie Bukovec, a Croatian international who has spent the past 6 years playing professionally across Europe after wrapping up her NCAA career at Oakland and Belmont universities, and graduated with a degree in sociology with an emphasis in criminal justice. Stephanie represents Croatia's national team, is a skilled freestyler, and has earned numerous individual and team accolades during her career. This is going to be a super exciting conversation. Thanks for joining me today, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Actually, 9 years in Europe.
9 years.
That's from the NLS. They said 6. I'm like, it's been 9 years, guys.
Okay, you know what? I got that information from Calgary Wild's website.
It's wrong. Yeah.
That's good to know. 9 years.
Every time I hear it on the NLS, I'm like, okay, it's 6 now, I guess.
Danny, you've had an incredible soccer journey yourself, from UBC to playing professionally around the world. When you look back, what sparked your love for the game of football, and how did it lead to where you are today?
Yeah, I think that spark comes like any other footballer would say, like when you're quite young. I have 2 older sisters, and they both played football growing up. So as any little sister wants to do, I just wanted to be just like them. So I started playing soccer at a young age, and they both played at a high level, both played at university. So they kind of laid that pathway for me. And then I think throughout university, I owe a lot of my inspiration to go take soccer further to like my coaching staff, Jesse Simons specifically at UBC. He was great for that, and I think I learned a lot under him. And yeah, just Australia was always kind of on my mind. My family's from Australia. So that was kind of an not easy, but like a straight and arrow pathway to go.
Okay.
But yeah.
Do you have an Aussie passport?
I do.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you are a dual citizen.
Yeah, I'm a dual citizen. So I wasn't actually like an international spot over in Australia. So
okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, would you ever consider playing for the Australian national team?
Like
the Socceroos?
Whoever calls me first. The midfielders actually.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The Socceroos are the men's team.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Matildas. Okay, that's awesome. Except you ended up making it further than your role models, I would assume. Are your older siblings professional footballers?
No, they played out their university careers and then kind of went on to the working world, but they definitely live vicariously through me.
Yeah.
They're both my biggest fans. And the last few years throughout university, when we went to nationals, my whole family would have T-shirts with like my face on it. It's just such a classic move by them, but like it's so funny, it's so hilarious. But they're definitely always supporting me in the direction I'm going.
And right out of university, is that when you decided to play abroad, or did you take some time at home to consider what your next steps would look like?
Yeah, I actually left a little bit early. I left a semester early from UBC to go play abroad. The opportunity kind of fell in my lap, and it was sort of a decision that was like now or never. So within 3 days of getting the opportunity, I left exams and I went over to Australia and started playing in the A-League. Yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
And Steph, you're originally from Toronto. You were raised as a footballer, I'd say. I mean, you played numerous sports. You have a twin sister. You kind of diverged. She went into professional volleyball and is an Olympian. You went into professional football. What did your childhood look like, sharing probably a lot of experiences together, but then diverging into different paths?
It was just like super competitive. Like I have 2 older siblings as well, and they're both athletes. We all just like grew up super, super competitive. Originally, we were playing football just to like be active, and like my mom put us in if she would just run around. She didn't think anything would actually come of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here you are today. But you grew up, you and your sister were playing football when you were young.
Yeah.
And when did she decide to take on another sport? And what a lot of people feel influenced to kind of take the same route as their sibling, but you stuck with football.
Yeah, because I loved football, and she was always like so much taller than me.
Yeah.
And she was like kind of lanky. So my oldest sister was always like, play volleyball, because she played volleyball.
Yeah.
And then she just went into it and started indoor.
Yeah.
And then eventually went to beach.
Yeah, and you weren't influenced at all.
No, I love football,
So I remember early on during preseason when we all sat in a circle and we had to share our why behind why we play, and everyone had like all these sentimental, emotional, deep reasons, and you're like, well, I love the game.
Yeah.
That's how I play for myself, and that's why. And
Yeah.
you still have that. Was that the feeling that you had from the beginning until today?
Yeah, just always loved playing football, and that's it. Was always playing on the street and stuff like that too. So yeah.
And what was your pathway like in Toronto playing? Was it just recreational and then making up to rep and then League One and then going abroad?
So I started off, it was a little different. Like, it was before League One and stuff. I even forgot what it was, how it worked when we were younger.
Yeah.
But I was playing for Etobicoke, and then from Etobicoke I went to play for Vaughan.
Okay.
And then I needed to play for a better club. So then I went to Ajax. And then from Ajax I played for Toronto Lynx, KW, and then from there went to university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you decided to go to the States.
States.
What was the reason behind not staying home?
I just wanted to get away from home. I'm 17. I'm like, I gotta get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair point. And and was it during your experience in the States that you realized you wanted to play professionally? Like, when did it come a tangible career path for you?
I think I just always wanted to play.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have, like, the only reason I went to university is because my mom told me I needed to get an education.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to just play football, but she's like, you have to go to school first. I'm like, okay. And that's the reason actually why I went to school. Like, I was never really in class. So yeah, I was either sleeping or not there. So
not much of a bookworm, hey?
No. Yeah.
That's funny. Danny, for yourself, I mean, you were very academically invested as well, did very well, played abroad. What is it like to play abroad in a few different countries and then return back home? What is the experience like? Was it a culture shock for you? Was it challenging? Was it easier in many ways?
I think a whole lot of everything. My first time away from home was going to Australia, which is quite a big leap. I mean, I went to UBC. I live 45 minutes away from UBC. That whole way, my parents are always super involved. And all of a sudden, going to Australia, regardless that I did have family there, it was a bit of a shock, I think, more socially, like leaving my friends and all that and having to find my way in a new team. I did feel supported while I was over there, but I definitely felt homesick. So I came back from Australia after that season. We did really well over there. We made it all the way to the grand final. Unfortunately, we lost, but old news. And so my next contract, I knew I still wanted to play. Opportunities were abroad still at this moment. The NSL was just maybe whispers about it at this point. And through an agent, I found out there's an opportunity for playing for Fenerbahce, one of the biggest clubs in Europe. And I was like, wow, this seems like really awesome, really cool. That I think was one of my biggest learning experiences, having to adapt not only language barriers, but like cultural differences, and battling through injuries, which I'd never really experienced before. And that ultimately led to me coming back again, going through rehab at home. I actually went back to school during this time and was wondering where my path would take me next. I think at that point, I wasn't sure if I would make it back to the field, just in terms of how my rehab was going and where my mindset was. I was like, is this it for me? Like, do I need to change? Do I need to look at other things? But when it really comes down to it, like, I can't imagine my life without football.
Yeah.
And I was connected with a team in the League of Ireland. Again, overseas, going to make the jump, but there was a bunch of Canadians on that team. I was like, I definitely feel more comfortable going into a group that maybe I've never played with or heard of, but I know of them.
Yep.
And actually in that league, Christy Gray, she played there for 2 years. So I kind of had that connection a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I headed over there and it was a blast. Definitely a different type of soccer. Very direct, very forward, but I think I thrived there, honestly. I had a lot of freedom in terms of like what the staff demanded of me on the field. It was just kind of like, you do you, girl.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun there. But once the opportunity for the NSL kind of came up, I was like, maybe I do miss home, and playing in front of my friends, my family, all that kind of stuff brings me a lot of joy and really fulfills me. So I was like, you know what? I'll try it. I'll come back to Canada, see what it's like.
That's awesome.
And yeah, just being part of something inaugural is like pretty huge. It kind of reminded me when I went to Australia, that team, that was their inaugural year. And that was something really special. So being part of it here has also been a really cool experience.
Exactly. And you played with a few of our teammates back in Australia.
Yeah.
And in Ireland as well? Or
Yeah.
no? Well, who were some of the players that you played with?
So in Australia, I played with Collie and Jackie. I actually lived with Jackie
Oh,
for a
no
little
way.
bit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was really cool. And it's definitely a round trip seeing her back here. And then in Ireland, I played with Kaylee and Micah.
Wow.
And I lived with Micah as
Mike
well.
was in Ireland too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck?
We all played on the same team.
It's
She
like
played
they
with
all somehow...
Kat in
Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Damn.
Half the team is somehow connected and then
Yeah.
half the team never
Yeah.
played with anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like at this level, it becomes such a small world.
It is.
You either know someone, you played with them, played against them, or you're friends with someone who they're also friends with.
Exactly. It's so true. Such a small world.
Yeah.
You also played with Sonia out in Croatia. You had a pretty decorated career, played in the Dutch League, in the Belgian League, a few others. What was it like playing with Sonia and then having her as a teammate here again at the Wild? Was she part of the reason why you decided to come over? Because I know she did sign a couple months earlier than you did.
Yeah, so like, because we lived with each other in Croatia as well, and like I've known Sonia since I was 12 years old, so she was definitely one of the reasons that I did decide to come here.
Mm-hmm.
But like I had another offer like in the league, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to go there or come here, and it was definitely more of a push to come here because she was there.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did you know Sonia since you were 12 years old? Did you play football together in the same team?
Yeah, so we played futsal together in like Spanish league.
Oh,
So we
okay.
play like with a bunch of boys and stuff like that. Yeah, and then in high school we just played against each other in basketball and soccer and all the different sports.
Okay, so you both are from West Toronto.
Yeah, I'm from Etobicoke. She's like Scarborough, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but saw each other quite a bit. That's
Yeah.
funny. So you still had a teammate. You had multiple teammates coming in to here. How has the transition to living in Canada been for you, Danny, and playing for a new club that's also part of a new league? What are some learnings that you've almost experienced throughout these past few months?
Yeah, I think it's definitely difficult coming into a new team. I think all the girls understand that that's what it was. But I think we really lucked out. Everyone gels and clicks really well, and there's no like ambiguity
Yeah.
around that. Yeah, I just think it made the transition super easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just feel so comfortable and like happy to be home. I found living overseas, there was just like sometimes a sense of anxiety, just being so far away from home, but that's also just a personal thing. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it's nice that we have a very positive environment. The team treats each other very well, so you almost feel at ease being here. For you, I'm interested to know, I mean, I'd love for you to share the story yourself, Steph, because it's probably one of the best stories you have in your football
I'm like, oh
career.
God, what is it?
So you played for Vaughan Azzurri
Oh.
and League One Ontario, which was a semi-professional league and the highest level of football prior to the NSL. You were both a goalkeeper and a striker in one match. Can you let us know how that game went?
So this actually happened twice. So this happened in Vaughan, or when I was playing for Vaughan, and in Croatia.
Okay.
But with Vaughan, it was I was in net the first half, and I let in 2 goals. And then, Carm,
Yeah.
I was like, Carm, put me on the field, like I'll score. And he did. He trusted me. And then I scored 2 goals. And then I went back in net for penalties. I saved the penalty and then scored a penalty.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I know. And that was it a cup game?
Semifinals of Ontario Cup against
Yeah.
London.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Move on to the next
Jade
round.
was on that team.
Oh, that's that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Carmen Asako
Yeah.
is the master coach at York University. So he's my head coach. He also coached me for many years at Vaughan Azzurri, League One. We totally missed each other
Yeah.
during that season. I remember you came for a season, the same season that I was in and out. Basically, right when you came in, I hurt my nose and I was gone for a month or so. But then by the time I came back, you went to the States
Yeah, back
for
to
your
school.
preseason.
Yeah, I was only there for a little bit. I wasn't there for that many games.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a
Yeah.
couple games while you were there. But yeah, he's an absolute legend,
Yeah,
has a
he's
lot
the
of
best.
faith in the
Yeah.
players that he truly believes in.
There's not that many coaches that trust like when I say that.
Yeah.
Like I've only had few, like 2, one in Croatia and one here. So
And what was the Croatian experience like when I'm assuming you played in net and you
Yeah.
got in goal that matches.
So
well.
this time we were losing 1-0, and then I told my coach, like, put me on the field. Like, he knew I could play, right? And then second half, I scored 1 goal in, like, I think it was the 50th minute and then the 86th minute. And then we won 2-1.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of NSL players or fans know this. I would assume by now they would know that you have really fancy feet and that you can play out, but I think they'd be shocked to actually witness you outside of goal.
I'm just waiting for my debut. Come on, Lydia Bedford.
Yeah.
Striking debut.
Let's see if that day ever comes. Who knows? Maybe if we're 5-0 up or something, you have a
Yeah.
big safety net. Not that you're not capable.
Never say never.
Pitch,
That's all I need.
Yeah.
I dressed 2 games here on the pitch. as a
Exactly.
striker, so
And you know what? You do have fancy feet, quick feet, and very comfortable on the ball. I feel like you're definitely an 11th player on the pitch, whereas some goalkeepers, they don't have that ability as you do. Danny, I want to transition to you. One of your favorite quotes, or one of my favorite quotes, actually. I was so happy to see this. It's by Umar ibn al-Khattab, which says, "No amount of guilt can change the past, and no amount of worry can change the future." I totally resonate with that. And that's a quote that I refer back to every time that I feel like I'm stuck in a situation or worrying about something that I can't control. Can you give me an example, or us an example, of a time where this quote really helped you get through a difficult time?
I feel like that's more of like a daily thing for me.
Okay.
I tend to like either ruminate too much on the past, or I'm naturally just a little more heightened anxiety and I think about the future a lot. And so when I catch myself in those moments, it really just grounds me and brings me back to the present.
Yeah.
I can probably name an instance today where I was like a little bit nervous about this week coming up. And
Yeah.
like, I just had to remind myself, like, you can only do what you can do. Don't stress about what you can't control, and just, yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so interesting how our minds almost dictate how we operate, because you could control your mind, but subconsciously it always kind of travels in different directions that you don't want it to.
Yeah.
And it's good that you have a quote like that to refer back to. Steph, off the pitch, you're a professional freestyler, in case it wasn't obvious to the NSL and Wild community. You've also traveled quite a bit, have been in campaigns, promoted World Cups. What's a memorable experience or opportunity that you've had through freestyling?
just like the boys that I would freestyle with, I would say them, and just where I got to travel and like who I got to travel for, which was kind of cool. Like I got to do the Women's World Cup, which was fun in Montreal.
It's amazing.
But it's funny though, like I was freestyling outside the game, and now maybe one day like I would love to play like in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah.
Full circle moment.
Yeah.
You freestyling.
When I was
Who knows?
15, yeah.
Maybe you'll be in the World Cup freestyling.
Yeah.
I know before this podcast, we were talking about, we wouldn't be shocked if we're a couple goals up and you start dribbling and doing some cool freestyling moves on the pitch. And one of your role models is Kobe Bryant and his Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
What is it about Kobe and his mentality that really speaks to you?
Just his work ethic,
Yeah.
like how he was and how much he trained and how much work he put into it. I really respect that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's also why I feel like you bring that every day. Just the fire to training sessions,
Yeah.
to matches. You're
Right.
always very present.
Yeah, some people think it's a little too much, but
You know what?
Yeah.
You need different personalities.
yeah,
Yeah. You need someone that'll hold you accountable and hold themselves accountable as
exactly.
well. But you do you, as Danny just said.
Yeah.
Are there any social causes that you're really passionate about, Danny, outside of the pitch? Like beyond the pitch, what brings you purpose every day?
I feel like that's a
That's a
big
tough
question.
I
That's a
was like,
loaded
damn,
question.
Don't ask me that question.
I'm sure you'll just give a one-word answer anyways.
Dogs.
I think throughout my journey, I've really learned the importance of like mental performance and even just overall just mental wellness. Like I said before, just holding that quote close to me, I think has done wonders for me. And it's always something you can work on and advocate for. Not a lot of people, and maybe me as well, kind of put that sort of health to the forefront of being an athlete. And I think it would do a lot of athletes benefit to recognize that,
Yeah.
kind of look inwards rather than a lot of physical outward outcome stuff like that. I'd say I've become more passionate and just more understanding of that side of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because growing up, we put so much emphasis on the physical aspect of the game. But then as you get older, you realize it's such a mental game that affects the physical components. And so just to be able to recognize that this is so powerful, because if that's an area that you need to work on and we all need to work on, at least we know we can invest more time and energy towards that for sure. Now, Steph, you play football because you absolutely love football and you can't see yourself doing anything else. Now, when the day comes when you have to retire from the game, which I hope is not, which I know is not anytime soon, and I hope wouldn't be anytime soon, what type of career do you envision yourself in?
So I recently did like my personal training. So I graduated. It's a 2-year certificate. So it was an online course, and I did that because I wasn't sure after like in Croatia what I was gonna do, and then I ended up coming here. So I was like, maybe I'll be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So I did that. So I have that, and then maybe a goalkeeper coach.
Okay, so you would still be fully in the game.
Yeah,
somehow.
But my plan is to buy something in Croatia and then just like rent it.
Yeah.
And because it's a tourist country there, or a tourist city in Split. And that would just be my income.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just, coaching here and then making passive income there.
Pretty much passive income, and just kind of sit on the beach and drink a cup of coffee.
Wow. We need to get financial lessons for stuff moving forward.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Croatia is a beautiful country.
Yeah.
I would love to travel there one day. And I know how much it means to you specifically and your family as well. I'm going to move on to some fun questions. It's going to be a rapid fire. I'm going to ask 2 different questions and go back and forth. And answer as fast as you can. You can add some detail.
Oh, God.
Why not? Okay, I'll start off with you, Steph. 1 word to describe your style of play.
Confident.
Confident. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, God. When you get the ball and you just do different moves, I'm like, of course. So composed in the back line. I agree. What is your favorite football memory, Danny?
Winning the national championship for UBC.
Okay, what year was that?
2019.
2019.
Yeah, I was young.
Oh, you know what? We didn't play against each other, but we would have been at the same nationals. Yeah, that was in Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
We should have won that. No, I'm kidding. Congrats.
2019 national championship. I have the ring for it.
I'm kidding. Good for you. Yeah, that was a very memorable nationals for sure. Okay, 1 song on repeat before a game.
Oh man, am I being honest or am I?
Yeah, be honest. Hope it's nothing too crazy.
No, I was pretty. Maybe like I was listening to Hannah Montana.
Was it her theme song or what?
Well, it was funny. Okay, so this is not related to your question, but like on the plane, because I hate flying.
Yeah.
So, what was your question? I forgot what it was. But anyways, I showed her my phone and it was like Hannah Montana, Butterfly Effect, just like on my playlist.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I would never.
I know. I have tattoos and stuff like that. It's High School Musical. I listen to that stuff too. So.
Yeah. I mean, the hair colored gives Hannah Montana vibes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show.
Just like sing-alongs, you know?
Yeah,
that I can
exactly.
vibe to.
Yeah.
Get pumped
Good
up.
throwback. What's 1 city you'd like to live in the future, Danny?
Ooh. Great question. Anywhere in the world?
Yep.
Stop. I don't know. I loved Australia.
Okay.
I would love to go back.
Yeah.
But maybe a different city. I have a lot of family in Sydney.
Okay.
When I was living there, I was living down in Melbourne. So.
Okay, I know this is very stereotypical, but on my Explore page, anytime Australia comes up, it's always like the random lizards and creatures. How often do you come across them?
Really not that much.
Okay.
Everyone's always freaked out about like the spiders and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Some big spiders there.
there are some big spiders.
I heard there's like biggest earthworms there
But
too.
Oh gosh,
True
yeah.
that
It's
is.
the little spiders not to worry about though. The
Yeah.
big ones are
Okay.
harmless. The little ones are
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean Australia is beautiful, but I don't know
Yeah.
if I can
Yeah.
come across something like that.
But I was also the kid like growing up at my grandparents' place. Me and my sisters, we would catch lizards
Oh.
and like yeah.
Okay.
We were just like weird little kids.
It's not weird. That's
Great.
normal, I think. Unless I'm weird
Super
too.
brave.
Yeah.
I think you both might be a little weird.
Everyone's a little weird, right?
I'm kidding. And your dream travel destination, or Actually, yeah, I said, where would you live in?
Mhm.
What is your dream travel destination?
Australia.
Australia?
Since I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah?
I always wanted to go to Bondi Beach. I don't know
Okay.
why, but yeah. And I've never been yet.
Okay, well, you got to
Yeah.
go sometime soon. Maybe,
We'll go hang out.
yeah, Danny can be your tour guide.
Yeah. It's just so far.
It's so far.
Oh, yeah? I know. I mean, Australia is. It
Yeah.
takes you like 2 days almost to get there.
And once you're there, like you have to stay for a while. You can't just do a
Exactly.
little
That's
quick.
why.
Right. Exactly. And if you weren't a footballer, what would you be doing, Danny?
I would be baking.
Okay.
I would be selling my banana bread at my coffee shop that I would own.
Okay.
I would buy your banana bread.
I would too. It's
Yeah.
really
Good.
delicious.
Yeah.
I love banana
Thank you guys.
and
I've worked hard on the
yours.
recipe.
Your s'mores were great.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a secret recipe that you don't share with anyone?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's made with love, though.
Yeah.
It always is.
It is really delicious. You also put like chocolate chips in yours, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
really good. Okay, awesome. That is the end of our rapid fire. I'm going to ask one last question, one last burning question to wrap up today's show. What advice would you give to young players in Canada dreaming of playing professionally in the NSL one day? I'll start off with you, Danny.
Okay. I think just love the game, love what you do. As long as you're having fun, working hard will come easy. It's not always about winning, especially when you're younger, as long as you're developing and moving forward. I think that's the best thing you could do for yourself, but just have fun and love the game.
I love that. In Patrice Evra voice, if anyone's familiar. How about yourself? What is something that you would, or a message that you would give to young players?
I would just say enjoy the journey and just like trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know like young female athletes or just any athlete, you're always so focused on like everyone wants to play, right? But just enjoy where you are, like when you're traveling and stuff like that. Don't be like so focused that I need to play, you know, and then you get in this mental, like you're discouraged a lot of times. Just like enjoy it and just be present, be in the moment. Don't think about, you know, getting there just yet. So I would just say that.
I love that. Embrace the journey.
Yeah.
And enjoy the process while you're at it. Well, thank you so much. This was a very insightful conversation with both of you. I'm excited to just witness you both and your career and what's ahead for you. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, it's Farah here. Be sure to select the next episode and enjoy some more wild content. See you soon.